All right, we are now on the record for Tuesday afternoon's criminal docket for August 31st, 2021. If you have a quick announcement, please indicate with a reaction button. Mr. Bustos?
Good afternoon, Judge. Judge, I got number 45 on your criminal docket, Judge.
Okay, that's CR 21-00685-I and also CR 18-02191-I, State of Texas versus Ricardo Rocha. Is Mr. Rocha present?
Your Honor, I do believe that he is present, Judge.
Mr. Rocha, please unmute and announce yourself. I don't see anyone by that name, Mr. Bustos.
He called the office earlier, Judge. He was in a different time zone, but he signed out an hour earlier. I anticipated he would be here.
Your Honor, he's the defendant who showed up this morning at the end of our docket.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Rocha did check in with us this morning instead of this afternoon, and I'll go ahead and accept that because he wasn't sure if they were going to let him back out again. Okay, what's your announcement?
My announcement, Judge, we weren't able to get the plea documents executed, Judge. We could have a new plea date, Judge.
Okay, how much time are you requesting?
At least 2 weeks, Judge.
Ms. Rivera, do we have any slots left on September 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, September 14th at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge. Concludes my business. Honorable Court, may I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Alberto Osorio.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on number 27 on your docket, the State of Texas versus Alberto Cantu. House number CR-21-00741-I. And Judge, I did see his name on the list of participants, Your Honor. I'm not sure if he's got his camera on or what, but
I have a Alberto Cantu that's trying to join, but it's just saying joining.
okay.
He hasn't come on yet. And what is your announcement?
Your Honor, this case, he is PTD eligible, Your Honor. But I'm respectfully requesting about 30 days, Your Honor. Mr. Cantu just needs a little bit more time to get the required items together, Your Honor.
And do you want to remain on the docket for placement?
Yes.
Or did you want to do this as a status?
Well, Your Honor, he did tell me, I did ask him how much time he would need. He did indicate that 30 days should suffice, Judge. So I guess maybe if we left it as status, but if we can get the paperwork in, maybe we can plea him out that day, if the court would allow that, or.
I'm going to put you on October the 19th at 1:30.
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can take care of it that day.
Sounds good, Judge. And that's
Okay,
all
any
I
other
have.
case?
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Attorney Marco De Luna.
Good afternoon, Judge. I have three of them. I'll start with the first one is docket number 28, 29, and 30.
Okay, CR 19-07659-I, CR 19-13356-I, and CR 20-09409-I, State of Texas versus Jesus Davila. And is Mr. Davila present?
Yes, ma'am.
I saw him.
Okay.
Okay, there he is, Judge.
And what is your announcement, Counselor?
Judge, on these cases, we're going to be asking some time to get it worked out. I recently got on the case. He had a court-appointed attorney, I believe, or a previous one. For some reason, Judge, I think number 30 is still showing his previous attorney, and I'm not sure if I can file a notice of appearance on that one if need be. I think it was number 30 that showed somebody else on there.
Yes, I do need a notice of appearance on that so that your name can be placed on the docket.
I can get that done by this afternoon, Judge.
That's fine. And how much time are you requesting?
Judge, if I can have at least 30 days to see if I can try to get this thing worked out. It's 2 DWI, so I'm trying to see if we can figure something out and work it with the district attorney's office.
Okay, are you wanting to remain on the plea docket or were you changing these to statuses?
Judge, can I put him a status just because I really don't, I literally just got on the case and, like I said, I filed a notice. I think this might be my first appearance on this one, and, I just need some time to see what the recommendation is, what we can try to do to work it out.
Okay, Ms. Soto, can I have a report on Mr. Davila?
Judge, he has his interlock device with Lifesaver, and the report for the past month did not have any violations.
Okay. Mr. Davila, I'll continue to ask for your report, so make sure that you continue with 0 violations, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead and return then. I'll change you to a status hearing for October the 19th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. And then my next one also has 3 cases, number 37 through 39. It's 37, 38, and 39.
Before we release Mr. Davila, I do need a phone number for you, Mr. Davila.
It's 956-293-8167.
Okay, sir, you are excused. We'll see you on October the 19th at 9:30.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. And CR 19-05308-I, CR 20-10908-I, CR 20-10909-I, State of Texas versus Joshua Garza. And is Mr. Garza present?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garza, can you please announce yourself?
He's on mute. He's the one that had the cap on earlier, he's.
Okay, and what is your announcement? Okay, what's your announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, on this case, on one of them, the assault, there was already an affidavit of non-prosecution. On that case, it was filed with the district attorney's office. So we're hoping to have, I guess, a date to have that one put on the record, if need be, for the alleged victim on the case. I think that's number 38. And then on the other ones, on the other 2, Your Honor, we're asking for some time to try to work out some kind of something with the district attorney's office in this case. Mr. Garza, as the court remembers, is the one that he attempted a couple times to get into the armed forces to try to get these cases resolved and join the. But at this point, with these kind of assaults and stuff like that, Judge, they're not letting him go through that process.
Okay, and so are you going to explore another avenue to resolve these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so can the state verify if the ANP was filed on CR 20-10908-I?
Yes, Judge, we do have an AMP on file. We had offered a recommendation of drug court that could possibly resolve all the cases, including the felony that's pending at intake at the moment. And what we would need is intent to enlist in the military. I don't know if there's like a letter or document that can be provided. That way we can proceed with a drug court.
Was your client going to continue to pursue the military, or has he given up on that?
Well, Judge, from speaking to himself and to his father, I believe that they were still trying to get that done, Judge. I think the only thing that was hindering him, of course, is it's difficult to get in when you have a pending felony charge that they know of that was pending along with the assault charge that he's currently facing right now. But if I can have Mr. Garza and his father this afternoon go to the local recruiting statement and see if there's any way that they can get some kind of letter that shows that with resolution of these cases that he'd be allowed to join the military and maybe work out all these cases at the same time, along with the pending the felony that's in intake right now. And his father, just so the court is aware, I know for a fact that his father is there with him in the same room. I spoke to his father a little earlier today.
Give me a moment. We are off the record. Okay, back on the record. Well, if there's some kind of correspondence that he can provide to you with to show that he is still going to pursue that, then I think that's what the state is asking for. And if not, and if we're just going to proceed with this like normal, then I do need to have a date as to when we will have victim testimony on if he is not going to proceed with accepting the pleas that have been recommended for his cases. So how much time are you asking for?
Your Honor, I don't know if I could have a couple of weeks and have him, I can call Mr. Garza and his father this afternoon, and maybe by the day or tomorrow, the end of this week, they can go get that letter if that's what their intention is.
Okay, but what are we doing as far as, are we resetting you on the plea docket, or are we changing these status hearings?
Well, he does want to get them resolved, Judge, so we can put it down as a plea, but like I said, we could just have it maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, so they can at least go and get that letter. If the letter doesn't work, then of course I'm gonna have to talk to the district attorney's office about trying to resolve the case in a different way other than that matter.
Judge,
Okay.
is it possible to discuss this case in chambers?
Now?
Yes,
You want to do that now?
if the court would allow us to.
Okay, one moment. Okay, we'll be off the record and take a moment to a short break.
Mr. Hugh Johnson, please sit up while you're on camera, sir. Thank you, sir. You can shut your camera off. Just turn it back on when you get called upon.
Okay, we're back on the record. So on Mr. Garza, we're gonna go ahead and stay with the September 30th at 1:30 setting. And Mr. Garza, I'll just tell you to continue to stay in contact with your attorney, sir, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank you.
right. And I'll call number 41, CR 19-05820-I, Isai Martinez Munoz. That case has been reset to October 19th at 9:30. Okay, moving on with the docket, Mr. Peña.
Margarita Fuentes.
Okay, call what number that is.
Teresa Margarita Fuentes.
Number 36 on the court's docket, CR 19-13264-I. Mr. Peña, how much more time do you need to get the plea ready?
Yes, the paperwork has been signed, executed, and she's got thumbprint. We're gonna, as we speak, I can email it to the state's attorney. We can be ready next 10 minutes when you can come back to us today.
Well, she's not gonna have time to have that get that accepted or, but I can have you come back on the 9th at 1:30.
No, Judge, maybe another week later. I want to be gone much of next week. So,
Okay. If it's not on the 9th, it would be, Ms. Rivera, do we still have slots on the 21st at 1:30?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay, it'll be September 21st at 1:30.
very well, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you then. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, Mr. Ortegon, Jorge Ortegon.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Judge. How you doing, ma'am?
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm on number 25, Your Honor, on the court docket, the state of Texas versus Jennifer Bravo. She is on, Your Honor.
CR 21-01266-I. Ms. Bravo, will you please announce yourself?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ortegon, what's your announcement?
Your Honor, on this case, we've submitted the PTD application. My client does need to take a drug test. She lives in Dallas. She has plans to come in, I believe, on Tuesday to take that drug test, Your Honor.
Okay, so then how much time do you want me to set this out for?
As soon as she takes it, Judge, I know the state should probably take about another maybe 2 weeks reviewing it. So I would ask for about a 30-day reset at this point, Judge.
Okay, so September the 28th at 1:30.
September 28th at 1:30. We'll be here, Your Honor.
Okay, any other case?
That's all I have with this honorable court, Judge. May my client and I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Calixto Villarreal.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have a client in custody, Jesus Muñiz Martinez, Your Honor.
Okay. Jesus Martinez Muñiz? That's your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes,
Does he understand English?
he does, Judge. I believe he does. I spoke with him at the jail. I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay. Okay, that's CR 21-09964-I. Okay.
He also
I
has-
think you submitted a waiver. I'm sorry, you submitted a waiver of arraignment, didn't you?
I don't believe I did, Judge,
Oh,
but he also has CR 14-2586-I. I received a call from the prosecutor this week that matter was going to be dismissed today.
okay, give me that case number again.
CR-14-586-I.
Okay, what says the state on that? Ms. Guarena, you're on mute?
Sorry, Judge. Yes, Judge, that dismissal has been filed. It was filed on August the 27th.
Okay, I'll wait for that to be submitted to my queue on CR 14-2586-I, and I'll sign off on it, Mr. Villarreal. So on this one, he just needs to be arraigned?
Correct, Judge, and we have received a copy of the complaint.
Okay,
He's mentally competent, Judge, to enter a plea of not guilty. He'll be waiving the formal reading of the complaint that has been filed, Judge. And his name is correctly spelled out as Jesus Martinez Muñiz, Judge.
okay. And how much time do you need, Mr. Villarreal?
Well, Judge, I also filed a motion for bond. I don't know if it's set for today or not. But if the court entertains our motion for bond, then I need at the court's convenience. If not, I need a quick setting to have a hearing.
Okay, for a reduction?
Correct, Judge. He has a 10,000 cash or surety. I believe I also emailed the prosecutor. We were trying to find out, because the alleged victim in this matter wanted to file an affidavit of non-prosecution, Judge. So we're trying to put them in contact with the prosecutors.
Okay, Ms. Wadena, have you had any contact with the alleged victim?
No, Judge, but she is the same victim as in the felony case. So at this time, we wouldn't be accepting an A&P.
Okay, there's an AMP on the felony matter that has been filed already. I saw it just right before I logged in. It was part of the discovery given to him.
Let me verify that just for one moment, Judge.
Yeah, I have it.
I don't see one that has been filed with the felony case, Judge. If I could have time to verify that with the felony prosecutors.
Okay, and what is your position on the bond reduction?
Judge, the state could offer a $2,000 cash surety with the condition that she stay away from the victim.
Okay, Mr. Villarreal?
We were requesting a 1,000 personal reconnaissance, Judge, on this matter.
Okay, I'm gonna set it for a $2,000 cash surety bond and with him, the condition for him to stay away from the victim. As far as I know, that we're still operating under the orders of no PR bond on assaults.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And so, and then what we'll do is Ms. Wadena is going to verify that with respect to the A&P filed on the felony. So we can do a status. For right now, how much time do you think you'll need, Ms. Wadena, for that review?
No more than 2 weeks, Judge.
Okay, why don't we come back on September the 21st and I'll leave it at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Ms.
That's all we-
Castañeda, I believe your client said that he was Spanish speaking, so let me just have my translator let him know. Let him know, Ms. Castañeda, that his bond has been reduced to a $2,000 cash surety.
Mr. Munoz.
Muniz, it's Muniz.
I'm sorry, Mr. Muñiz.
Sí.
Su vínculo, su bond, lo han rebajado a $2,000.
Sí.
And for him to return on September 21st at 1:30.
Y su próxima fecha es el 21 de septiembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
La otra corte.
Correcto.
Sí, ok.
Okay, so then that's fine, Mr. Villarreal, then we'll see you at that time. Do you have any other case?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you may be excused and so may your client.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Eloy Hernandez?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm standing in for Rick Palacios, Your Honor. He has a female jail case, Your Honor.
Okay, that's Lluvia Regalado. Can I have Lluvia Regalado please brought forward from the female unit? Okay, so we're here on CR 1505320-I, CR 201161-I, CR 2008139-I, CR 2107391-I, the state of Texas versus Lluvia Regalado. And what is your announcement, Counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. Eloy Hernandez standing in for Rick Palacios. Your Honor, Mr. Palacios was in court last week in the 92nd District Court with Ms. Regalado on her felony case, Your Honor. She was given a $5,000 PR bond with the AIP program on her felony, Your Honor. Obviously, she was not released due to these misdemeanors pending here before you. So Mr. Palacios is respectfully asking this honorable court, this court would consider also PR bonds for Ms. Regalado on these cases with the AIP also, so that she can hopefully get released and start reporting. Your Honor, she's had a lot of health issues and has been in and out of the hospital and the infirmary at the jail. And just a lot of health problems, Your Honor. So any consideration the court can consider. For the record, Your Honor, her felony is CR 1810-21-A in the 92nd District Court. And she was given the AIP program last week on August the 25th.
Okay, and you said that was a $5,000 PR bond?
There's 2 counts, Your Honor. It was a 5,000 PR on each count with the AIP as a condition.
Okay, and so on those 4 cases, you're requesting for a PR bond on each of those cases, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, if the court would consider that.
Okay, any response from the state?
The state can offer a $2,000 PR bond regarding the 2 theft cases in the POM. Regarding the DWI case, we would like to have the bond remain at the $1,000 cash surety. And we would also request that a drug patch be put, Judge, upon release. Her felony charges are related to drugs. She has the POM. The DWI was a drug DWI. So we would request a drug patch at this time.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, she's already on the, I'm gonna go ahead and on each of those, on CR 1505320-I, I'm going to grant a $2,000 PR bond. On CR 211161-I, a $2,000 PR bond. On CR 200813-I, a $2,000 PR bond. On CR 210739-1-I, a $2,000 PR bond. She will have AIP conditions as a condition of her release and on her bond. I will also grant the state's request, and she will have to have a drug patch put on within 48 hours of her release, and that's 48 business hours of her release. And Ms. Regalado, are you working?
No.
Okay, I'm going to order that she meet with Ms. Trejo, the employment specialist.
Your Honor, if I may inquire, how much does the drug patch cost monthly? If
Ms. Soto, do you have a price on that?
The drug patch is $65 for every time that she gets it.
Let's see how it goes with just, if she can, let's do at least two times, and Mr. Hernandez, and talk to her to see if, I know that she's just getting out. And I know that it is going to be difficult monetarily, but I'm gonna allow you to assess the situation and speak to her family. But I do need to be able to monitor in some way, because those are a lot of drug offenses. So I need to be, I understand AIP is gonna be there, but I need to just make sure that she's also clean.
yes, Your Honor, understood.
Ms. Regalado, do you have a phone number that you can recall?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
376-3702.
Okay. Upon your release, I'm gonna need for you to contact Ms. Soto, and your attorney will be able to give you that phone number, because I'm sure you don't have anything to write with right now. So Mr. Hernandez, if you can assist the court, when she contacts you upon her release, please give her Ms. Soto's number so that she can make contact with Ms. Soto.
Yes, Your Honor, may I have Ms. Soto's number?
It is 956
Uh-huh.
587 6084.
6084.
Yes.
Okay. I'll provide that to Ms. Regalado, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give you an opportunity to meet with her after she's released and orient her. So how much time are you requesting?
Your Honor, I know that her felony case was reset for September the 8th. We're trying to see if we can work out a plea on that, Your Honor, and maybe perhaps get some of these cases here unadjudicated as part of that. Obviously not the DWI, but perhaps the POM. So I would ask you, I guess for the time being, could we have about 30 days or so?
Okay, let's come back on September the 28th at 9:30.
9:30.
And I'm gonna set those up for statuses and we'll see how she's doing on the drug patch.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may, and so may your client.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stay safe.
Likewise. Okay, Attorney Patty Palacios.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
I have, I don't know what number, number 2 on the docket, CR 20-08-276-I.
Okay, and then are you representing her
Ayala?
or on the theft of property, the second one on 1904186-I, or is Miss Dora Alicia Garza still on that one?
So I was on one and Dora was on the other, and that was something I wanted to talk to the court because I notified the prosecutor that I had received yes, I received a recommendation on both cases, but that Dora was appointed on one of them and I was appointed on the other. I was appointed on the new resisting, which is an intake, and then the possession of controlled substance. And then it says theft on there, but the theft I'm showing that Dora was appointed. So I don't know if she's still on the case or they just never moved her off, because when they gave me the order of appointment has me on the theft as well. But I didn't want to step on any toes. So that the theft that they did, that they appointed me on, was on the March 9th, 2021 application for appointment that she filled out. And that was the last order appointing counsel. So it did appoint me to that case. So I just wanted to verify that I was the one actually representing her on the 3 cases.
Okay, well, I don't know. So I have Miss Garza on one of them, so I don't know if maybe Miss Garza can clarify for us.
Judge, I was appointed for the 2019, that's correct. And I have been on the case since then. Ms. Ayala basically failed to report to court. This was a court 1 case. Then it got transferred to Your Honor's court. We were set for a status at some point here. She failed to appear. There was a NISI. Then I did make contact with her after that. I emailed the prosecutor, told them if we could agree on setting aside the NISI, trying to work out the case. Then also that's when I noticed that, you know, her new charges, she did have Patty Love on those cases. I am actually scheduled to meet with her, I guess after this, Judge, to go over the plea documents. But I was only going to review the 2019 case, since that's the only case I was appointed on.
And my theft is a 2020 case. And then the resisting and the possession of a controlled substance are new cases. So I don't have a problem doing it separately like that, passing them all to Ms. Dora, whatever the court wants me to do.
Okay, so let me ask you, what are the other cases that you have, Ms. Palacios Love? Because I don't have those on this docket and we usually keep them all together.
So the other 2 cases were charged and have not been, they're still in intake. So that's why
okay.
So there's a resisting and then a possession of a controlled substance, which is a felony. So what the offer they gave us is if Dora and myself have her plea on the 2 theft cases, then the cases that are in intake, which is a resisting, just a resisting is gonna be dismissed. I don't see anything on the possession of a controlled substance.
Okay, so that's the pending felony. The possession of controlled substance is a pending felony that she
That
had.
was from the March 2021. So I don't even know if we're still gonna have the pending felony or if it's still an intake or made it past, then I don't know if we should be clean on anything just yet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it to however you all wanna, how to represent it. My concern is that Miss Ayala needs to start showing up to court. So I believe that she thought there was no consequence to her missing court, and that she quickly found out that the sheriff's department is still picking up people on nice sides. So now that we're clear on that, Miss Ayala, then we can work on the rest of your case. So,
Actually, you know what? I don't think it'd be a bad deal to piecemeal because I think the resisting is off of the possession of a controlled substance and the thefts are from 2 different dates. So they might have all different dates. So Dora can sign her client up for the 19th. I can still sign up for the 20 and get the dismissal out, but she's still gonna be in there pending the possession of a controlled substance.
okay.
And have to repost the bond.
Well, however you all want to handle it. So when are we coming back on these cases?
So we just need a plea date to come back. I have a meeting with her on Thursday at 9:30. I believe Dora might have a meeting with her today or tomorrow.
No, I had it today at 2:30, Judge, but because I know we're running late, I know the judge did call me that, right after this.
Okay, so then in the afternoon, I know our morning, we can squeeze her in on the 9th at 1:30.
September 9th?
Yes.
Okay. We should have our plea paperwork filled out by then.
Okay. Okay, then we'll take care of it on that date.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do y'all have any other case, Miss Palacios Love?
No, I have nothing further before this court.
Okay. Ms. Garza, do you have another case?
I do, Judge. It's on Jeremiah Oyervides, but he's a plea judge.
Okay, we'll get to that. So then I'm gonna go ahead and, are you all requesting any, I mean, I have to either reinstate her bond or are you all requesting for a reduction?
Your Honor, right now, we're asking for her bond to be, I don't know what the bond's set at right now. I'm sorry.
Well, she has a cash surety bond of 2,000 on your case, and on Ms. Garza's case, she has a $20,000 cash surety bond.
Your Honor, if there's any way that she could, a reduction, because it might be kind of high, or if the court's willing to do a PR, but I don't know if she's posted bond on the new felony anyway, so she's gonna have to, that's where the bigger bond's gonna be.
Right.
Right, Judge, on the felony, she does have a verification of incarceration, so there's not a bond set on the felony, regardless.
Yeah, so she'll have to wait in there in the felony, so it wouldn't, if the court said it, then if that's something she really wanted to address, then we could address it right away.
Well, I feel better if we go ahead and let's just, I'm gonna reinstate her $2,000 cash surety bond on CR 208276-I. And on CR 1904186-I, I'm reducing her bond to a cash surety of $2,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that way, anything else that's outstanding is not on me. It's not gonna be on our court, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so Ms. Palacios Love, you may be excused if you have nothing else. Ms. Ayala, you are excused, and Ms. Garza will take up your plea just momentarily.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Attorney Yudi Heller?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 42 on your docket.
Okay, sir.
Judge, this is my client is PTD eligible. I was stricken with COVID for the first part of this month, and so I did not get a chance to complete the PTD packet. So we're just asking for a bit more time.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to see you're back. And I did see that Mr. Patino is checked in. Mr. Patino, will you please turn on your camera?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and how much time are you requesting, Mr. Heller?
Judge, 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, I have September 28th well, are you just gonna apply for the PTD?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Does your client have a device? Ms. Soto, are you showing a report for him?
I'm not showing any record, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Patino, do you have a device, a mobile alcohol monitoring device or an interlock device?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So since you're just gonna apply and get that in, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 60 days, Mr. Heller. And then during that time period, I would like for that packet to be submitted and that way it's under review. So we'll come back. I'm gonna change you to a status on October 28th
Thank you, Judge.
at 9:30. Okay?
That is all I have, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you so
Mr. Ricardo Rocha, your attorney made the announcement for you, sir. So we didn't know if you were gonna be able to make it back on because I know you were at work. And so you're gonna come back on September the 14th at 1:30, okay?
Okay.
So make sure you get with him because he's gonna have some paperwork for you.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
thank you, Mr. Rocha, you're excused.
Thank you.
Mr. Patino, you are also excused. We'll see you on October the 28th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So Ms. Fela Olivares?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I'm here.
Good afternoon.
I'm
And what is, go ahead,
Number
Counselor.
4. Number 4.
Okay, I have you for 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Isaias Cantu and also number 47. Okay, and what is your announcement?
Your
And what is
Honor,
your announcement?
yes, we're waiting for a felony. It still has not been indicted. I still I have a revocation in the 430th. That's where they're going. So I do need some time and to see how I'm going to work all these things out. All the cases before you stemmed out of the same transaction, the same day.
Okay.
And he should be logged on.
Okay. Mr. Cantu, has he bonded out or is he still incarcerated? Isaias Cantu.
No, he's out, Judge. We have he's out. He's out on bond.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, so Mr. Cantu, you were also pending a proof of alcohol monitoring device, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have your alcohol monitoring device?
Yes, I have it on me.
Okay, who do you have that with?
Something Solutions.
Okay, Ms. Soto, do you show that he has it with Safeguard Solutions?
Yes, Judge, he does have a Safeguard Solutions. The device was blocked since August the 4th of 2021 due to no usage. It appears he just got it activated today, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Cantu, we're not gonna play that game, okay? We're not gonna get it blocked and then you turn it right back on as soon as you get back into court. So
Yeah, I had it blocked for I'm self-employed and I wasn't getting paid. I had it locked because I wasn't be able to do the payment.
okay, and have you started working again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you need to give your attorney the proof of that device and a statement, an invoice, something, because she has to e-file that with the court.
I have it, Your Honor. I have it. I will e-file it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have them come back on October the 5th. And those are gonna be, that's for status. And it's really gonna be just so that I can keep track of his alcohol monitoring device.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then that'll be October 5th at 9:30.
Okay. All
Okay,
right, Your Honor. Yes, thank you so much and you have a good day.
likewise,
Thank you.
Mr. Cantu, before you release, what is your phone number?
956-363-7728.
Okay. All right, sir. Make sure we're gonna pull your report in about a month and make sure that you have 0 violations. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Likewise. Okay, Mr. Capello.
Your Honor, I think mine are 11, 12, and 13, Judge, in that area.
Okay, 12, 13, and 14, and you're ready for a plea, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Diaz. Melinda Diaz.
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have a plea today, number 48 on your docket.
Okay, and that's ready to go, is that correct?
From my understanding, Your Honor, my client also has another case that is pending, but Mr. Jose Osuna represents him on the other case.
Yes, and Mr. Osuna, you're ready to go, is that correct?
Present and ready, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then, Mr. Puente.
Yes, Your Honor.
And-
Number 40 on the court's docket, CR 18-11831I.
I'm sorry, what number was that?
4040.
Okay, and you're ready to go. Oh, no, that's not ready, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. My client got injured at work and he's going to get a surgery, but he's locked in. I got the paperwork for the plea, so I just requested a couple of weeks, Your Honor, because I think he's going to need a little bit of therapy because I need for him to come into the clerk's office to do the fingerprint, and that's why we've had issues.
Okay, Mr. Jaramillo, I need for you to turn on your camera, sir.
There you go.
Okay, and how much time are you requesting, Mr. Puente?
A couple of weeks, Your Honor.
And you're requesting a couple weeks to be on the plea docket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, September 21st at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you and your client, oh, Mr. Jaramillo, hold on. Ms. Soto, do we have a report on him?
Yes, Judge, he has his mobile device with sober since. The report for the past month and a half has 7 missed tests and 1 late test.
Is this his first admonishment that you can tell?
I believe so, Judge, yes.
Okay. Mr. Jaramillo, this is your first and only admonishment, sir. You have 7 missed tests and 1 late test. I will not be putting up with that. You are to have 0 violations the next time that you come before me on September the 21st at 1:30. I will ask for your report to be pulled. If you have violations, instead of taking your plea, I will consider revoking your bond. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. Those missed tests were when I got injured. I actually fell from a building and I broke my ankle in 3 places. So I was like I wasn't really there.
I understand that, but those things need to also get reported. And if you want to have credit for those missed tests, I'm very sorry that you got injured. If you have hospital bills for those days, if you have any proof of the injury for those days, I ask that you please get that together and submit it to your probation officer.
Okay.
Okay, because you have to understand that from our end, all we're seeing is missed tests, late tests. It doesn't come with missed tests because of A, B, or C. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the only way to protect yourself is to give us over information.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, sir. Then what is your phone number?
My phone number is 956-867-0530.
Okay, sir. We'll see you September 21st at 1:30. I expect 0 violations, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Stay in contact with your attorney. Okay, Mr. Puente, any other case?
No, Your Honor, thank you. May I excuse?
Okay, yes, you are. Mr. Osuna, you have 1 plea only?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Patalan, he's number 1 on the court's docket, CR 21-008436I.
Okay, got it. All right. Mr. Carlos Ortegon, you have a PTD placement, sir?
Judge, this is Ana with Attorney Carlos Ortegon's office.
Okay, Ms. Ana, is he still on the bench?
Yeah, he's still on the bench, but he told me to let him know whenever you're ready. So are you ready so that I can tell him to get off the bench?
Give me a couple more minutes. I'll go ahead and announce it when we're going to get started to just give you an opportunity to get him on.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Alberto Barbosa?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here, number 24 on the court's docket. We should be ready for a plea.
Okay, Jacqueline Blancas, is Ms. Blancas present?
Right here.
I see her. Okay. And Ms. Dietz?
Your Honor, Vanessa Flores, I'm standing in for Ms. Dietz.
Okay, I was gonna say that doesn't look like Ms. Dietz. Okay,
sometimes like nothing alike.
I know, I say I don't look like my sister and everybody says that we look alike. I'm like, I don't see it. But, so you have Stephanie Diaz, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, and she's ready to go. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then let me get, Mr. Dennis Ramirez. Mr.
Hello,
Dennis
Judge.
Ramirez.
Yes,
Okay,
Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, you have Jose Manuel Ramirez III. Is Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ramirez present?
Your Honor, he is not. He has had COVID. He has not been cleared for testing yet, so he's in isolation.
Okay, sir, and I guess that'll be tough to say when you'd be able to get him to sign the paperwork, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you till October the 28th at 1:30. And then if he's ready sooner, if he's released sooner and you have all the paperwork sooner, notify my staff.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anything else, sir?
Nothing further. Good to speak to this honorable court. Y'all stay safe, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Ms.
Thank you.
Conant? Sally Conant?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, Ms. Conant, you have Mr. White, is that correct?
That's correct. It's number 20, 21, 22, 23.
Okay, and is Mr. White out on bond?
He was the last time I checked, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just check. Deputy, do you have a Brandon Manuel White? Brandon White?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Conant, it does show that your client bonded out. However, I do not see him on the screen. Would you like an opportunity to contact him now?
Yes, I will do that now. And I know he hasn't received the login from us because I had thought he was in jail.
Okay.
But
if he didn't receive the login, the thing is that the last time we were here, I did give him those dates on the record.
Okay.
But go ahead and try to see if you can contact him and notify me, depending on how we are. We'll see what happens, okay?
I'll try and get him right now. But we do have a felony pending.
No, I do understand that, but he still has to make an appearance on these cases. So
I'll see if I can get him on now.
Okay, thank you. Do we have attorney Oscar Vega? Oscar Vega. Okay, Mr. Vega was present. His client Jeremy Brown is here. Mr. Brown, can you please, okay.
Good
You're
afternoon.
here, CR 1710124-I. Mr. Brown, do you want an opportunity to contact your client, your attorney?
Yes, ma'am. He just texted me a few minutes ago and said he was in a federal court Zoom. So I'm assuming that means he'll be joining us as soon as he can.
Okay, if he's not here by the end of the docket, that means they're running long, but we'll take it up at that time. I did see that you were on from the beginning, so just be on standby, sir. And if you'd like, you can have your camera off until it's time to call your case, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, all attorneys that are on right now, if I haven't addressed you, please let me know. This is who I have ready for a plea. Joshua Patland, Hugh Garrett Johnson, Jacqueline Blancas, Stephanie Diaz, Lilia Rivera, and Joshua. Oh, Joshua, I already called you twice. Okay, so Ana, go ahead and get Judge Ortegon on the phone. Let him know to get off the bench that we're going to be ready. We're going to take a very short 2-minute break, and then we're going to get started with the pleas.
Go, dear Judge.
Off the record.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back on the record. Let me see. Mr. Vega, I'm gonna go ahead and recall your case, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let me get that.
That's Jeremy Wayne
Okay.
Brown, I think it's 27.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's 26, CR 1710124-I. Okay, and what is your announcement, Counselor?
Judge, we turned in the pretrial diversion packet. It was received. We just need, I think, 3 weeks for them to get us the letter to pay and get them started for the plea. I guess 3 weeks for a plea?
Okay, if it's under review,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, can the state confirm that it's under review right now?
I got an email from Ms. Banda. Should be on the computer by now.
Yes, Judge, I do see that it was accepted.
Okay, so the application was accepted or he was approved?
It was just accepted. It's still under review.
Okay, so are you requesting the 60 days?
Yes, Judge, please.
Mr. Vega, the state has been requesting 60 days for the pending review, so I can have you come back for a status on October 28th
Yes, Your Honor. And it was
At
done
9
before that.
at 9:30. If by chance you receive notice that he has been accepted and is ready for placement, notify us and we'll accommodate you.
Perfect, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, anything else, sir?
That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, you and Mr. Brown may be excused. Okay, Mr. Ortegon, are you on yet?
Not yet, Judge. This is Hannah still. He said that he's almost done. You should be in a few minutes.
Okay, I'll take him up then. Let me take the rest of the pleas.
Thank you.
Okay, so for those defendants that I called out, I need for you to please pay attention, number one. Number two, you need to have your cameras on. Number three, you will be called by name. So for us to be able to do this efficiently, you need to be paying attention as to whether the question is going to require a yes or a no, okay? And we'll try to go as efficiently as possible. All right, so if you will please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Patlan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may lower your hands. In CR 21-08-436-I and CR 20-08-246-I, the state of Texas versus Joshua Patlan. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
In CR 21-035281, I'm sorry, CR 21-035228-I, and in CR 20-06987-I, the state of Texas versus Hugh Garrett Johnson. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
In CR 1916006-I, the state of Texas versus Jacqueline Blancas. Is that your true and correct name, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
In CR 20-09058-I and CR 20-09213-I, and in CR 20-09212-I, the state of Texas versus Stephanie Diaz. Is that your true and correct name, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are before the court, Mr. Patlan, charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and a second offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Mr. Johnson, you are before the court, charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and a second offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Ms. Blancas, you are before the court, charged with driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol content level of greater than 0.15, a Class A misdemeanor. Ms. Diaz, you are before the court charged with failure to identify fugitive or intent to give false information, and a Class A misdemeanor, and for fleeing a police officer, a Class B misdemeanor, and for resisting arrest, search, or transport, a Class A misdemeanor. Now, for those defendants that have been charged with a Class B misdemeanor.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I apologize for the interruption. I did have on my docket Judge Jeremiah Orevides. I didn't hear you unless my internet glitched, Your Honor. He's ready for a plea from this morning.
oh, you know what, I didn't include him. Who's the attorney of record for him?
Attorney Dora Garza.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dora.
That's okay.
That's right, you're returning in his paperwork. Give me his phone number, his phone. Give me his cause number.
He has number 61, 62, and 63.
From this morning, correct?
Yes, Judge, and he's only pleading to the CR 20, 134I and CR 21, 038, 10I.
Okay. So in, Mr. Oyevides, can you please turn on, oh, there you go, you turned on your camera. Sir, is your true and correct name Jeremiah Oyevides?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're being charged with criminal mischief of greater than $100, less than $750, which is a Class B misdemeanor, and criminal trespass, a Class A misdemeanor. Okay,
Okay.
so now you're all caught up. All right, so listen, if you are a defendant being charged with a Class B misdemeanor, the Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. If you are charged with a Class A misdemeanor, the Class A misdemeanor is up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. This is called a range of punishment, okay? And that's what you can receive if you are convicted of this crime. So you need to be able to understand the range of punishment for the offense of which you are pleading to. So Mr. Oyevides, do you understand the range of punishment, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan, do you understand your range of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, do you understand the range of punishment? Yes or no? Mr. Johnson?
Sorry, it's on mute. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
Yes.
Stephanie Diaz, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Patlan, did I ask you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all of you have the right to an attorney in a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with this court. I'm going to ask you if you had an opportunity to review the document with your attorney before signing it. Mr. Patlan, did you have an opportunity to review it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Oyevides, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did each of you understand that when you signed that document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Oyevides, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the court will accept your waiver of a trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Mr. Oyevides, yes or no?
No, no, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan, yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Ms. Garza,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Osuna,
Mr. Patlan is competent, Your Honor.
okay, Ms. Diaz,
Mr. Patlan's competent, Your Honor.
Mr. Capello,
Mr. Johnson is competent and able to assist, Judge.
Mr. Barbosa,
Mrs. Blancas is competent, Your Honor.
Ms. Dietz, or Ms. Flores, I'm not sure who's in right now.
Ms. Diaz is competent, Your Honor.
Okay. And let me see. Okay. Now, the court will make a finding that all of the defendants before the court are mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you'll need this court's permission if you wish to file an appeal. Do you understand that? Yes or no, Mr. Oyervides?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Diaz, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you further understand that the court does not have to accept the recommendation of the state? Do you understand that, Mr. Oyervides?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then at this time, I also need to ask you if you are a U.S. citizen. Mr. Oyervides, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas?
Yes.
Ms. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In CR 2103810-I and in CR 20-10034-I in the state of Texas versus Jeremias Oyervides to the offense of criminal mischief greater than $100, less than $750, a Class B misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And to the criminal trespass offense, Class A misdemeanor, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Mr. Patlan, on CR 2108436-I, the state of Texas versus Joshua Patlan, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And in CR 2028246-I, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, sir, how do you plead to that offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. In CR 2103528-I and in CR 2006987-I, the state of Texas versus Hugh Garrett Johnson for the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And on driving while intoxicated, the second driving while intoxicated Class B misdemeanor offense, sir, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 1916006-I, state of Texas versus Jacqueline Blancas to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol level of greater than 0.15, a Class A misdemeanor. Ms. Blancas, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 2009058-I, the state of Texas versus Stephanie Diaz to the offense of failure to identify fugitive intent to give false information, a Class A misdemeanor, ma'am. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 2009213-I, for fleeing a police officer, a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead to that offense, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
For resisting arrest, search, or transport, a Class A misdemeanor, ma'am. How do you plead to that offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. And are each of you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Yes or no, Mr. Oyervides?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patlan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blancas?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
State offers plea documents and offense report to State Exhibit 1, notification, certification of defendant's right of appeal as State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as State Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessments as State Exhibit 4. State would request that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. State would also request that defense counsel stipulate to the fact that all evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient evidence to corroborate the plea of guilty.
Okay, any objections? Mr. Osuna?
No objection, Your Honor. So agreed and stipulated.
Ms. Diaz?
Same announcement, Your Honor.
Ms. Garza?
Same announcement, Your Honor.
Mr. Capello?
Same announcement, Judge.
Mr. Barbosa?
Same announcement, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Dietz?
Same announcement, Judge.
Okay, there being no objections from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. Okay, so now we're moving on to the sentencing phase, which means that after we finish with your sentencing phase, you will be excused. So this is where we start dropping off one by one unless your attorney has another case after you, okay? So I need for you to pay attention very carefully. So in CR 21-08436-I, the state of Texas versus Joshua Patlin, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, it is the court's judgment that you are guilty as charged. Now, are you also wanting me to, we're sentencing him at the same time for both? Okay. So in CR 20-08246-I, state of Texas versus Joshua Patlin, for the offense of driving while intoxicated, the Class B misdemeanor, it is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are also guilty as charged. Therefore, what is the state's recommendation on both offenses?
Judge, regarding both offenses, the state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 15 months, the alcohol course, the interlock device, 90 days Texas driver's license suspension, 30 hours of community service, and for the defendant to complete the MAD impact panel.
Okay. Any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Mr. Osuna and Ms. Diaz?
Your Honor, if I may, at this time, obviously, Judge, the first thing we'd ask is for everything to run concurrent, Your Honor. I'd ask the court for him to only have one fine, to only have one court cost.
Okay, any additional requests or questions, Mr.
Yes.
Osuna?
Oh, I apologize, Judge. One more thing, I wasn't done, if I may. He does, Judge, he is full-time employed. He's a provider for his family, for his mom, Judge. My understanding is based on him having to be a provider in the condition of his mom. It makes it very difficult for him to be outside of the home. So I'd ask the court to take that into consideration and waive the CSR hours.
Okay, Mr. Osuna, anything to add?
That's what we planned on urging, Your Honor. The only thing that I would add is, as noted, Mr. Patlan is a provider. That's how he earns his living. I was concerned that he may lose his job. I started cursory research as to whether he would be disqualified if he pled guilty to one case or both cases. I discovered very quickly that there's way more than one category of provider, and it became a whole maze of research. I invited Mr. Patlan to my office so he could assist me and guide me. He indicated that he was fine. If there were collateral consequences, he would deal with those. I just wanted to have Mr. Patlan acknowledge that I did offer to engage in that research for him.
Okay, Mr. Patlan, can you please indicate whether or not your attorney, Mr. Osuna, did in fact have that conversation with you?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
Okay, and you're fine to move forward then today?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, in addition
Yes.
to, if I may add, I know the state had also taken into consideration that perhaps maybe he would be available for one of the programs. More specifically, I think the DWI court, that was also discussed with Mr. Patlan. I do have an email from him where he selected to reject that offer, Judge, and to accept the offer that has been read into the record, Your Honor.
Okay, well, he's already indicated that he's entered into this plea freely and voluntarily, so the court will take note of his answer that it was yes, and is going to also take note that Mr. Patlan indicated that he understood the admonishments that were issued by the court. So
Thank
does
you.
the state have anything else to add?
Judge, I'm not sure if the probation fees were brought up, if it could just be one probation fee for the both cases.
That would be our request, Your Honor.
Okay. So then, okay. So then the court is going to grant defense counsels each of your requests that there be one probation fee. All the sentence will run concurrent. There'll be one fine, one court costs. The fine and the court costs should each be paid within 90 days. So it's 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs. In consideration of him working full-time, the court is going to waive his 30 CSR hours. And I'm also going to follow the rest of the recommendation of the state, and his 90-day Texas driver's license suspension, if applicable, will run concurrent with any suspension that is currently pending. Okay? Anything else? If nothing further, Mr. Patlan, can you please provide the court with a phone number?
Yes, it's 956-438-0294.
Okay, sir. As at my probation officer's earliest convenience, she will contact you, sir, okay?
All right, Your Honor.
Okay, if nothing further, then you and your attorneys may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. In CR 21-03810-I and CR 20-10034-I in the state of Texas versus Jeremias Ollarvides, it is the judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged on each of those offenses. What is the state's recommendation?
On CR 21-03810-I, the state recommends a $200 fine plus court costs, 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 14 months, the anger management course, restitution due and owing in the amount of $184.03 due to the Hidalgo County Emergency Medical Services and 10 hours of community service. Regarding CR 20-10034-I, the state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 14 months, 30 CSR hours, and for the defendant to stay away from the victim, Laura Vargas. CR 20-02996-I will be dismissed with the aforementioned pleas.
Okay, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Ms. Garza?
Yes, Your Honor. I am asking if both cases can run concurrent, if we can have one probation fee, one fine, one court cost, and if Your Honor can waive condition number 7. Currently, Mr. Ollarvides is unemployed, but expecting to go back to work, Judge. He does excavation labor work. So if we can have that waived, Judge.
And that work is outside of the county?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got a job offering right here by Hidalgo. Today was my first day. So that's why I'm working there right now.
Since he's going to be on probation for 1 year and 2 months, Judge, that is why I was asking, so that he doesn't have to come back.
Okay. So the court will go ahead and run the sentences concurrent. There'll be one probation fee, one fine, and one court cost. And now that he is employed full-time, I will waive his 10 CSR hours. I'm going to grant his request in case he does get called out for an out-of-county job so that he can travel, as long as he provides proof of the job for him to travel. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Okay, anything else?
Judge, he does have 10 CSR on one case and 30 CSR on the other. Is Your Honor waiving all CSR?
Yes, any CSR hours that he has to complete, as long as he's employed full-time, will be waived.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
No, Judge, that's all I have.
Okay, then, Mr. Oyervides, I apologize. What is your phone number?
956-435-3590.
Okay. At the earliest convenience of the probation officer, she will contact you, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All
May I be
right.
excused?
Yes, you certainly may, sir.
Thanks.
Have a
You
good
have a good
day.
day.
Ms. Garza, anything else?
No, Judge, that's all I have. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Okay. Then in CR 21-03528-I and in CR 20-06987-I in the state of Texas versus Hugh Garrett Johnson, it is the judgment of the court, sir, that you're guilty as charged on each of those offenses. What is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, for both cases, the state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail probated for 18 months, the alcohol course, the mobile alcohol monitoring device for 1 year, defensive driving course, 90 days Texas driver's license suspension, 30 hours of community service for the defendant to participate in the MAD impact panel, and open restitution. Your Honor, I apologize for CR 20-06987-I. It's the same recommendation, only we're including the drug education course.
Okay. And Mr. Capello, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a few requests that we'd like this honorable court to consider, Judge. First of all, Mr. Johnson was just placed on 5 years deferred adjudication on a case out of the 370th District Court on August the 19th. It was an evading arrest, and these cases are somehow related to that case, Judge. That case is CR 1408-21-G. He received a 5-year deferred sentence in that case, Judge. We're asking both the CR numbers before Your Honor to run concurrent with each other, as well as concurrent with the 370th case number, Judge. We're asking that court costs, fine, and probation fees in your cases be waived, Judge, for the fact that he's going to be paying fine, court costs, and probation fees in the felony case, as well as Judge, the Honorable Judge Noe Gonzalez waived the monitoring device, the mobile device in his case, because Mr. Johnson has been doing very well. We're asking that be waived, and that his CSR hours be waived, Judge. He's working 2 shifts at the Burger King in Milano, Judge. He's trying to make ends meet. He's living alone. He's trying to pay bills. He has to get an Uber to take him to work every day. And Judge, they're short-staffed at that Burger King, so Mr. Johnson is trying to put in a double shift every week, Judge. So we're asking, that's our request, Judge, and we're not going to let that hang up the plea. We'll leave it to this honorable court's discretion, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, he waived the mobile device. I didn't think that you could waive it while being on probation, but I don't know if
Judge, he also waived AIP conditions, and he also waived, I believe he ordered a drug patch as well in his case, and all that was waived by the mere fact that and I'm sure that your probation officer can tell us if he's had any positive readings or anything on his mobile device, Judge. I'm sure Miss Connie Soto can tell us, Judge, if he's had any mishaps or any bad readings on his machine.
Okay, Ms. Soto, go ahead and give us the report.
Judge, if I may, I do have his report from recovery for the past month, and he did have 44 missed tests, Judge.
Wow, okay.
And Judge, also, if there's subsequent DWIs, the device is mandatory.
I'm sorry, Ms. Guadagno, what did you say?
When there are subsequent DWIs, the device is mandatory.
Yes. That's the thing. Look.
That's fine. That's our request, Judge. And like I said, we're not going to let this hang up the plea, and we're going to leave it to this honorable court's discretion.
Okay, so I'm gonna grant your request that this run concurrent with with one another, which is the CR 21-03-528-I and CR 20-06-987-I. And that they also run concurrent with the felony that he has, so that I'm gonna waive the probation fee, waive the court costs, and waive the fine.
Thank you, Judge.
However, I'm gonna continue him on the mobile device because this, by statute, the way I understand it, he has to be on that mobile device. Now, it's also my understanding that Mr. Johnson is having issues with his shift schedule and with the time. So I'm going to ask Mr. Johnson to please get a copy of his schedule so that he can work with the probation department in changing his times that he needs to test, because I don't want to set him up for failure, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate that. Judge.
So, and I'm going to go ahead and run his Texas driver's license suspension concurrent with any pending suspension if applicable. And I need a restitution date.
Yes, ma'am. The restitution date, Judge, we can put it on the 21st.
Okay, that'll
Actually,
be
the 28th will work, Judge.
September 28th at 9:30. And also, the rest of the recommendation, I will follow them.
CSR, Judge, we're gonna keep the 30 CSR?
No, I'm gonna waive that for as long as he's working.
I appreciate that, Judge. And as far as the drug patch, do you still want him to continue with that?
I don't see it necessary for him to continue on a drug patch when he's on a mobile alcohol monitoring device, because for me, those are the offenses that he's in front of me for that he pled to. They dismissed that, so I'm not gonna see the purpose in that. So I'm not gonna have him on a drug patch.
Judge, we certainly do appreciate this honorable court's consideration for Mr. Johnson's request, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, what is your number?
It's 956-899-7125.
Okay, so when the probation department contacts you, sir, make sure that you can talk to them about your schedule, okay? Because we
Okay.
need to change your testing periods if you're having trouble with your shifts. Because I'm
Okay.
not gonna allow for you to have missed tests. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, not you.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay.
And Judge, I apologize if I may just put on the record, the CR 20-06-986-I will be dismissed with the aforementioned plea. I don't believe I had stated that before.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. If nothing further, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. CR 1916006-I, the state of Texas versus Jacqueline Blancas. It is the judgment of the court, ma'am, that you are guilty as charged. What is the state's recommendation?
State recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 1 year deferred, the alcohol course, the interlock device, 90 days Texas driver's license suspension, and 30 hours of community service.
Okay. Any questions or requests on behalf of your client, Mr. Barbosa?
Yes, Your Honor. We would just ask for the 90 days to run concurrent with her DPS suspension. It was suspended before, Your Honor. And also, if the court will any consideration for the Guardian interlock device, she's had it for over a year since her arrest. She's had no issues on it, Judge. And any consideration on the CSR, she's working as a provider for her elderly mom. And so we're a little bit worried about her having to do CSR hours, especially with the virus still being around, Judge.
Okay. So the court is going to grant her request for her 90 days Texas driver's license suspension to run concurrent with any pending suspension or any suspension that she's received. I will waive her 30 CSR hours for as long as she's working. I am not going to remove her from the device because this is statutorily required since it is an offense of greater than 0.15. I'll give her 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow.
Thank you. Judge, if you would consider at least lowering the Guardian interlock device to maybe half the time, Judge?
Okay. Ms. Wadena, are you all accepting that right now on this type of offense?
Yes, Judge, statutorily it's just required for half the time of the supervisory period.
Okay. I just wanted it on the record. I already know, but I just want it on the record. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and grant that request and allow her to have it for half the time.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, let me get her report before I let her off the hook. So Ms.
Yes, ma'am.
Soto, what's her report?
Judge, her report for the last month with Guardian was no violations.
Okay. So keep it up, Ms. Blancas.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and follow the rest of the recommendation that the state has set forth. Okay, Ms. Blancas, what's your phone number?
It's 956-483-0999.
All right. Okay, Ms. Blancas, best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. On CR 20-09058-I and CR 20-09213-I. And then on CR 20-09212-I on the state of Texas versus Stephanie Diaz. To each of those offenses, ma'am, the court finds that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
On a CR 20-09058-I, state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 9 months and 20 hours of community service. For CR 20-09213-I, state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 9 months, the drug education course, and 20 hours of community service. For CR 20-09212-I, state recommends a $300 fine plus court costs, 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 9 months, the anger management course, and 20 hours of community service. CR 20-01374-I and CR 20-09059-I will be dismissed with the aforementioned pleas.
Okay, Ms. Dietz, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we are just asking that the cases run concurrent, as well as any consideration on the fine, court costs, and probation fees. Your Honor, at this time, she is working. She has a nutrition club, but her income isn't very stable at this time. So any consideration on the amount that she will have to pay, Judge.
Okay. Then as long as she's working, I'm gonna go ahead and waive her any CSR hours that she is ordered, that it's been requested for her to do. I'm going to run her sentences concurrent. She will only have one probation fee. I'll reduce her fine to $150. She'll have 90 days to pay the $150 plus court costs, and she'll have only one fine and only one court cost. The rest of the recommendation, though, I will follow as far as like the drug education course and any other course that she has to do as well.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so that should that should help her out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Diaz, what's your phone number?
956-366-2122. Sorry, 336-2122.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, ma'am. Well, best of luck to you. And when the probation department contacts you, make sure that you answer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Dietz?
Nothing further, Your Honor. You be excused.
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Go ahead and, all right, Ms. Conant, I believe your client came on. Mr. White, can you turn on your camera?
Your Honor, I'm having problems.
Okay, no, you don't have to. Mr. White does. You don't have to turn it on. Okay, so we're here on CR 20-08439-I, CR 20-08438-I, CR 20-03449-I, CR 21-04938-I. And what is your, what's the status that you can give me on this cases, Ms. Conant?
Your Honor, we're waiting for a felony to be indicted.
Okay. And in the meantime, Do we have, did Mr. White, did you obtain your mobile alcohol monitoring device? I think you're on mute, sir.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, who do you have that with?
Well, so I bought the device, but there was no type of third-party thing that it asked me to set up for. And then when I got out, the house arrest officer only said that he was concerned with the federal case, and that was it. So I have the device, but I'm not sure about how to get it working to take the tests and stuff like that, because I've never had to do anything like this before.
Okay, I think maybe you had misunderstood the instructions, because when you go to the provider, they lease it out to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you another opportunity. I'm gonna, so let me have a phone number for you.
It's my phone number.
Yes, sir.
It's 321-460-6131.
Okay, Ms. Soto's going to contact you at her earliest convenience, and she's going to explain to you with respect to a mobile alcohol monitoring device, because we don't use the independent ones, because what happens is there's not a way of us keeping record of the calibration. I mean, you can ask the provider. I don't know if they'll take that device, but she'll be able to explain it to you a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Conant, I know you're waiting for that felony indictment. However, I do need to keep track of his reports on the DWIs. So I'm gonna have him come back on a status on September the 28th at 9:30.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's all the business I have.
Okay, if nothing further, you may be excused.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Okay, so number 11 in the court's docket, that person is still in federal custody, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, that is correct.
Okay. So do you have any indication, is there a release date, or did he plea out on his federal case, or are they holding him till sentencing? A, B, or C?
I'm not sure what's going on with the federal case, Judge. They haven't provided us with the federal judgment or anything.
Okay, well, let's see where we're at with that on November the 30th. And I'm just gonna set it for a status. And since he's not in jail, I don't think we can do it at 9:30. I mean, he's not in our jail, he's in federal jail. So we can go ahead and put that for 9:30. Okay, and how about, I think that's all the cases. We only have that one pending with Mr. Ortega.